Hello, my friends. You probably hear my most wonderful assistant in the background. My sweet baby boy, he will probably be chiming in several times, and I hope you're okay with that. I'm okay with it because A, I love him so much, and B, I really just feel like it is reality and it's mom life for a lot of us, and for many you've been here before, so you understand it. But I'm going to do an overhead shot video today. Most of mine probably will be, I know it. Most of mine probably will be overhead shots for a while because getting camera ready is just a luxury that I don't always have time for these days, but I still want to share some things with you. So today we're going to talk about everything that I'm working on that's new and different for 2021 regarding Bible journaling, regarding being mindful and planning, as well as my new dedicated as in I'm not gonna clutter it art station, where I can have some time to really meditate on the word and also do journaling along with it. I'm gonna walk you through some of my supplies, some of my cute little containers, and who knows, hopefully inspire you to, I know, it's just so cool. I hope you can hear him. I think it's precious. But hopefully inspire you to set up your own dedicated area if you have the space, and at least maybe set some goals for journaling as well as planning and just being really intentional about time, and especially intentional about the time we spend with the Lord. So let's dive right in. Just a quick little tour. This is a tiny little desk that I have in my kitchen actually, and it is usually crammed with mail and random things, jewelry that I've taken off. I know, it's usually a mess, isn't it, buddy? It's usually just covered, even with toys, baby bottles, all sorts of stuff. And I just really felt convicted by the Lord to really have a space that I set aside where I can come sit at any free moment that I have, which is rare, but I can come sit and read the word and maybe doodle, draw, paint, plan, etc. I have a calendar above that is still not switched over to January for kind of our household planning. But the first piece I want to show you is a gorgeous planner from Rifle Paper Company that I picked up just yesterday from Barnes & Noble. I know, it's pretty. It's got flowers. But Barnes & Noble has excellent planners that I highly recommend. My primary need for a planner is, of course, like planning, duh. But also putting in like my meal planning, and I'm starting back on my keto that I was doing before pregnancy, so I want to be able to log things as well as ministry related things. I want to be able to put in the worship sets that I'm doing and, you know, different things like that. So this is going to be more for literally planning everything I'm doing. That's what this one is about. So now let's talk about some goals and some things that I really felt the Lord drawing me to for 2021. One of them being intentional Bible journaling. And of course, every time I sit down to journal, there is an intentional element to it. Obviously, I'm sitting down for the purpose of doing art inside my Bible, but the intentionality for me this year is meant to be focused around the intentionality of the scripture more so than the art technique. So in other words, a lot of times before, and there's nothing wrong with this, understand this is just me talking about my journey, but a lot of times before I would find art that I wanted to recreate, and that was the focus for me rather than the actual scripture. I am setting a goal in this particular journaling Bible. I have several, but in this one, I am setting a goal of doing 52 full complete pages, one for each week of the year. So this one I'm actually retiring. This was my very first journaling Bible. It has so many awesome, powerful, life-changing memories and pages in it, and I could continue on in it, but I just felt really compelled to start 2021 fresh and really dig into this one for a lot of reasons, primarily the page size. So the reason why I want to emphasize that is I really want to take my scripture journaling a little bit deeper. Again, not in technique. I love art technique. There's nothing wrong with wanting to grow as an artist. I think that's fantastic. And I have spent a lot of time on that. However, I'm feeling compelled to really dig in. So for example, if I took Psalm 99, you know, the Lord reigns, let the peoples tremble. He is enthroned between the cherubim, and you can keep reading there. If I'm focusing on that scripture, having this whole page to spend a whole 7 days on, filling with various layers, maybe mixed media, so on and so forth, all while meditating on and focusing on who the Lord is, and the King is holy, and everything in this passage about the Lord. So I wanted that space to give me more room to express what that scripture is speaking to me. A lot of it may be abstract. There may be multiple different sets of pieces of art in here, but I just really think for me and for my journey, that's what's important for 2021, is really honing in on the scripture and expressing out of that, rather than being prompted by a work of art or a technique and then fitting the scripture to that. I hope that makes sense. And I hope I'm conveying that the other way, there's nothing wrong with that. This is just my journey that I'm going on this year. Another reason why I'm spending a week on each page, and this is a very fitting one to look at today, is again, not wanting to feel rushed. And my life currently is pretty packed, between being a new mom, a wife, a worship leader, being, you know, trying to start a ministry from scratch, really. You know, there's a lot of things that take up time for me, and I don't want to just rush through something for the sake of completing it. I want to have that time to really meditate on it. So for this Bible, I'm hoping to have 52 completed pages by the end of the year in this one. As a side project, my husband gave me a really cool idea for this one. This is a compact Bible version of my very first journaling Bible. And this project does not take priority, but it would be really cool if I could meet this goal as well. But he said, you know, as part of trying to read the whole Bible in a year, what if you did one page or one artwork around each book of the Bible? And I told him, I said, that would be really cool, especially in this mini version. So as I've said in live streams and in classes many times, these are not my primary study Bibles. So the act of fully covering a page with a piece of art or something abstract does not bother me, because I have other Bibles that I use for study or for when I'm teaching or preaching. So this one, that's going to be kind of a side project, not a priority, but a really cool idea. For class times, assuming we actually get to meet in person again, I always have this one that will be my kind of, you know, Art with Abba class filling Bible. This is the interleaved English Standard Version. I'm not going to pull it out right now, because if you've been in the class, you've seen it. Many of us have it. And if not, if you just look up Interleaved Journaling Bible, you can find these. It has a canvas cover that, unfortunately, mine has gotten a little scuffed up, so I'm thinking about doing some acrylic art on the cover, which that could be a fun video as well. So moving over here, and we did a live stream in our class group to talk about our prayer journal project that we're wanting to start together. And I just have a stack of my favorite journals, the ones that I really am more gravitating toward. I keep a lot of journals. I use them a lot. This one, the green lectern, is for my dreams. When I have a dream that I feel like the Lord, I'm talking about like sleeping dreams, not like goals. But when I have a dream that I feel like is from the Lord, I grab this and write it down. This one is blank. It is right now it's the top contender for my prayer journal at the moment, but I am still kind of browsing around. This one is my journal for very significant prophetic words that the Lord has spoken to me or shown me or had me to record, not just speak out. And so this one also, the green and the tan are very super important. This one was originally like plans for Art with Abba, like a planning journal, but I may just move that into my regular planner, so it's technically blank. This one is also blank, as well as these two, so I have lots of options. This is just a little pocket journal with creativity prompts, so if I'm ever feeling super stumped, or if I need something to throw in the diaper bag, say we're gonna have a long wait at the doctor's office or something like that, I have a pocket journal I can always take with me. So when the Lord started really prompting me about having a designated space to sit and create and read scripture and do devotion and journal prayers and write dreams and prophetic words, the impression that I got was that it needed to only be things on the desk that I truly gravitate towards and that really make me want to create. Not just a big cluttering of everything that I have, not even a sampling of every art medium, but the things that really draw me in. So I want to take you on a little tour of that to hopefully inspire you if you set up your space. And your space could be way smaller than this. It could be way bigger than this. It could be putting things in a specific bag that totes around room to room, but it's only the things that really truly draw you in and you want to really use them. So I took you through my Bibles. I've also got some watercolor paper, mixed media paper, and Bristol paper. So this, of course, for watercolor paints. The mixed media can be for just about anything, but really good for just, you know, tipping in to a Bible if I needed a little extra space. It's also great to use with colored pencils. The Bristol paper is really good for markers. I'm highly gravitating towards markers and pens for this year, more so than most other mediums. So I've got those extra things there. I have my new all-time, sorry about that, my all-time favorite Blue Q bag. And Blue Q is a company, you kind of have to be careful. Not all of their products are necessarily, how do I say this, proper or conservative. They've gotten a little bit more, you know, edgy with their designs, but they still have some really cute ones that I love. These are made from recycled plastics, I believe. So it's very easy to keep clean and to wipe down. This one is just, it looks like a classified folder. It's just really fun and cute. It's huge too. And in here I have my Inktense pencils, my Caran d'Aches, a small collection of Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors, my Jane Davenport Flesh Tone watercolors, and my Stabilo highlighters, as well as my page protectors for my journaling Bibles. So these are really like my collection of my top favorite paints, painting supplies, as well as page protectors that I can just grab and go. And it also makes it great because if I'm not feeling like painting and I do have a very small desk, I can just easily scoot this out of the way and use something else, and I'm not having to deal with piles and piles and stacks of things. So I can set this aside easily and get it out of the way. And then over here I have my editing cup. I have had for a few years a love for Ray Dunn pottery. You can see I've got edit, write, focus, and then this paperweight which says write without fear, edit without mercy. And I've just had a really soft spot for her pottery, specifically the typewriter style. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a writer and even a journalist at one point. So anything relating to typewriter font, I've just always loved it. So here I've got my edit stash. This has my white jelly roll pencils, or excuse me, pens. It's also got a ruler, some erasers, pencil sharpener, and a glue pen, as well as there is a Sharpie whiteout pen in there, and a finesse pen for my colored pencils to kind of blur edges. So I've got that one there. This one has all of my current favorite primary writing utensils. Now I do have some of these colorful jelly rolls that I've used most recently that need to go back in their cup. But I have my favorite pencils to use, my Bimoji pens, I have jelly rolls, I have somewhere in here my Tombow pens, as well as, let's see, oh yes, these right here, these pencils, these are the Sharp Writers. These have been my OG favorites for a long time. So this is on my primary. If I'm going to sit down and write something, this is where I'm pulling from. This pencil holder is very special to me. It was made by my best friend's grandmother, and it was handmade, and it is just absolutely stunning. Her name is Eloise, and I've just always loved this set. And in here I have put my all-time favorite paintbrushes to use for acrylics. I've got a water reservoir for my aqua brushes, and then I've got my favorite aqua brushes here. I had to throw out a lot, and I'm really going to challenge myself to only use my favorite aqua brushes this year. In the focus container, I have my microns that I use literally every time I sit down to journal anything. I love micron. Next to ballpoint pen for just writing, I prefer micron. Underneath, I have my Prismacolor colored pencils stacked neatly. So yeah, the peppermint oil is very helpful for me when I have those spur of the moment headaches, or even just, you know, it just helps, and it helps clear my airways and stuff. So I keep that handy. Over here, I've got a candle holder with my initial on it that was a gift from my mother. It's got all my jelly rolls, my favorite gel pen formula. My mom also bought me this Rae Dunn piece, and it means a lot to me because it's really compelling. She knows I love to write, but she knows it also terrifies me. And she knows that editing is harder for me when I write. It's intimidating. And so this was perfect. Write without fear, edit without mercy. And then on the back side, it's got a really cute little typewriter. So I keep that handy as inspiration. And then over here, I have a couple other things. This was a gift recently from my sister. It's a cute little gnome candle, and so I just keep this here. It is inspiring. It's also comforting and kind of amusing to me. Gnomes have been sort of a inside joke with us for a long time, and it's a good reminder for me to always keep her in my prayers and thoughts, and just, you know, it's comfort, it's warming. And I don't light it, I just keep it there. I just think it's kind of cute. Back here though, you have this Strong as a Mother coffee mug, and I use this to hold my Jane Davenport. These are the mermaid inks, isn't that what they're called? Yeah, mermaid inks. And I love these. They are like an aqua brush, but it's an actual ink. Now, they're not very versatile. I don't use them often, but remember, the point was to put things that compel me and draw me in to create. And so I like having them here. They don't really work well on Bible pages. However, they can work on watercolor and mixed media paper, and then I can always tip it into a journaling Bible. So I do keep those handy. And then this mug was a precious gift from Maria, and it was so meaningful to me. She knows the fight and the warfare that I went through even to become a mother. And it's also a beautiful reminder on days where I feel like I'm a mess, which is quite often. I can look at that and say, no, I am strong. I am strong, and I'm doing this. So I love to keep that there as some encouragement. So now for a little over-the-top view for you, just to kind of take most of it in. It's not a very big desk, but it's plenty of room for me, and I hope this has inspired you to maybe find a spot in your home as well to set up in such a way that you want to create, you want to sit down, you want to open up the Bible, you want to journal, or you want to write down dreams, or you want to vision board, any of those things. And I'm getting ready to start that prayer journal. So be sure, if you're interested in that, to sign up for our Zoom meetings for our 2021 prayer journal group. And I just got in the mail, this was exciting, this came in between filming these clips, I got a new Kuretake pen that I'm going to be trying out. I'm trying to find which pen is going to be my preferred pen for my prayer journal. We talked about that in the live feed, so we will see, but it's always fun to get to explore a new product and see how it works. But up here are my absolute favorites. So let me know in the comments if this inspired you, if you're excited to try it out for yourself. I will be uploading obviously on YouTube first, and I'm not sure if I'll have comments on there just because it's very difficult to manage more than one platform right now. But if you are in our class and you're watching this, let me know how you like this format and if it works for you and what kinds of plans that you're making, maybe journaling goals, planner goals, prayer or prophetic journaling goals, or maybe just organizing and simplifying things in your life. I hope you're having a wonderful new year so far. I hope you are seeking the Lord and trusting Him that no matter what we face, He's got a plan. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll get back with you soon.